Should I make this like a series where in the morning I just film on my computer me getting ready for school and then just go to school and like show you a day in my life? What I do today. Let me talk to you about my plan while I quickly do my makeup. Also, do not look at my hair, okay? It's gonna get fixed. So the plan of today is I actually have a meeting at 10:30 with this PhD. I don't know if he's a student or a graduate, but anyway, he's supposed to help me with my thesis. And then after that, I have my regular lab meeting with my team. Having a YouTube is like so cool because like maybe in like 5 years I'll see like how I went from this job to like maybe being a doctor. That won't happen, but like I know I want to go into healthcare, so it'll be fun to like see the transition.
It literally looks like she's screaming. Who stood guard that night sphere in the sky. He woke everyone up. Disappeared behind the mountain. We saw it.
Alright guys, so we parked the car and we're on our way. It's actually so fucking cold. This is what we're looking like. Alright guys, so we're on our way to the visualization room, which is a room where you can visualize things. Those shoes are so loud. No, do you need the computer?
No.
Oh, no worries. So sorry.
That's okay.
We have a little change of location right now, and I'm trying to do this task that my supervisor gave me before Christmas break. On the moment, I'm telling you guys, on the moment, you're like, he's explaining it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's so easy, like, you know, like why couldn't I be able to do it? And then I come here on this goddamn computer. Mind you, I can't even log in. I'm putting all of my data in, right? So I'm gonna say micron. Okay, right, so there we get this brain. Right now, you're probably like, what the hell is this? That's exactly how I felt when I opened it. Basically, this is the position of what we're observing in the brain. This is usually where the locus coeruleus would be. My thesis this year is looking at fear conditioning. So fear conditioning is a psychological experiment that have been developed, and it's been used in a lot of anxiety, not treatment, but to understand what anxiety is. I'm just gonna say the main idea of fear conditioning is just to understand how our brain first acquires a fear. So you have the initial fear. How do you acquire a fear? Did something bad happen to you? Did you have like maybe anxiety? Did you had a really bad presentation and now that's why you're always scared? So first, how do you acquire that fear? And then after that, how long the fear persists in you. Sometimes you have a fear, it persists the timeline of the fear. So if you see a bear, you're gonna be scared most of the time you see the bear, and then usually we hope that it goes away to a certain level. Like you shouldn't be waking up the next day in your house still fearing the bear. So how long do you have that fear? And just if that fear ever leaves, there has been experiment to understand how to remove fear out of body. And a lot of those experiments basically kind of look at putting the same thing that you fear, but putting no negative indicative to it. So putting no negative consequence to it, so that your brain can be like, oh, like, just because it happened once doesn't mean it's gonna happen every time. And that's what they're trying to like kind of solve, maybe in like not necessarily schizophrenia, but anxiety and PTSD. So basically the idea, like PTSD has a lot to do. PTSD is a really big thing with fear conditioning, because basically you have the acquired fear and then your brain has an abnormal reaction to the same thing over time. So it's a lot of like sounds, right? So because you went to war, you how do you say that? You think like a knock. Maybe a knock at war basically mean that there was a shooting coming. But once you're at home, a knock just means someone's at the door. But your brain is, because it acquire that response that a knock means everyone's gonna basically die. Your brain has an overreaction, and that's why PTSD has studied a lot in fear conditioning. Kind of the big image I'm kind of yapping on right now, but that's what we're doing in our study. And we're looking at this part of the brain, which is the locus coeruleus. And the locus coeruleus, it's really, really tiny. So the reason why we're looking at the locus specifically is because the locus is the main source of norepinephrine, and norepinephrine is really used when you have arousal, fear, and response. So when you have fear, you have a lot of norepinephrine, which is pretty similar to adrenaline. And basically we just want to observe the role of that system, the noradrenergic system, in our brain during fear conditioning. And there has been a lot of study on that in animals, but there is limited study in that for humans, and that is what we're doing. Okay guys, I am still here. It is 5:16. So I was working on my infographic for my microbiology class, and I think I'm pretty much done. So I will show you guys how pretty is she. So yeah, anyway, so this is my presentation on E. coli. I've decided to use E. coli just because I actually hear a lot about it, but I kind of like never really looked into it. So basically E. coli is just like a bacteria that is usually found in the human intestine. And if you know anything about the human intestine, you actually have bacteria in your gut that are supposed to be healthy. So bacteria are not always bad, and E. coli is actually not always bad. We actually have this bacteria which play a protective role in our gut. Issues is E. coli that's from the outside of the gut. That one is bad for us. E. coli is actually the main cause of UTI, who would have known, and pneumonia in hospital. And did you know that E. coli is one of the most famous bacteria in the world and the most studied one? So yeah, that is pretty much my infographic, and I'm not gonna submit it now, just because I'm in no rush. This is due in literally 18 days. But I'm happy that this is done, and now I'm gonna do another assignment that's due in April, but I just want to get it out of my way. My last video, which was like a neuroscience day in my life, low-key, because I literally have nothing else to give than that. Sorry guys, like that's all I do. But basically this video is like at 220 views, which I know is technically nothing, but like for me, when my past video have been at like 40 views, I'm like, wait, maybe. So it is now 6 p.m. and I am done what I have to do, so I'm gonna leave soon. But I kind of want to once again talk about what I just did. It's not really a big assignment. I don't think they're going to be super strict looking at it because it's only 3%. Tell me about a census. Write a short paragraph about a person from an underrepresented group in STEM. For full marks, you must answer 3 questions. Who are they? What did they contribute? And why you selected them? So basically, I'm overthinking it because I chose a doctor and then I was looking online and they're like, a doctor is not a census. But I'm like, I think I'm overthinking it, but her name is Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumple, and who she is an African-American woman with a medical degree that she earned in 1864. So if you know anything about the 80s, why do I not know? 1864, where racism and gender discrimination was really big. She was actually a nurse before she became a doctor, and she was inspired by her aunt. And her focus is a lot actually on children and preventive care. And she published a book called A Book of Medical Discourse in 1883, where she talks about health concern, especially focusing on infant mortality. And she actually talked about how many diseases are actually preventable, like cholera. The reason I selected her was because, first of all, she was the first Black doctor, which is kind of insane because if you really think about it, 1864 wasn't that long ago for someone to be the first Black doctor. So it kind of really shows how deep racism was, because I know there was bare smart people before that, Black people smart before that, but they just didn't have access to school, which I'm like, I think it's crazy that hate will take over health. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that so many people did not have the opportunity to contribute to science because of hate. Like, it's really nothing else than hate. Like, there's no reason. And like, look, the first doctor, she contributed for so much. So imagine like how much more we could have had for people before, but that just never had that opportunity. But I also selected her because I am a Black woman, I am in STEM, and I am looking for it. I don't necessarily want to be a doctor, but I am looking for it to a path in medicine. And it's because of women like her that I am where I am right now, where my biggest worry is how much I'm gonna have in my chemistry exam, and not if the school's gonna let me in because I'm Black. I made my dad bought bocchini, which is mozzarella cheese, for margarita pizza, and I feel like if I don't use that cheese in the next 24 hours, because it's been there for like 2 weeks, he might just like whoop my ass. So I'm gonna go to the store. Wow, that is amazing. Wow. So this is the room that I was in for the last maybe 10 hours. Guys, it is so fucking freezing. Like, I am actually so cold, and talking makes me like hotter, but like, oh my god. And people are like, oh, why do you hate winter so much? What is there to like? Everything is just pain. Like, this sometimes, guys, I feel myself, but I just look too good to be yapping, you know. But yeah, I feel like today was kind of a good day. But oh my god, it is freezing in this shit. Anyway, open you. Oh, damn girl, like, oh. I just have to show my playlist. Couldn't make up your mind. the street. Okay, guys, I don't know if you saw me like stopping at a green light earlier. I try to go through the street and it says you can't go left. I'm like, okay. So I go through and then I miss the step because to go left it was on a whole different street. So I'm like confused. So I low-key stopped at the green and I'm like, wait, I'm tweaking. So I go straight, I do a U-turn, and then I go to do a U-turn, so now I have to turn right? I want to turn right and it says you're not allowed. I was like, okay, you know what, get me now, because like I can't turn left, I can't turn right, this is the only way I know home. Like, come on now, like stop fucking playing around. Like, anyway, let me just put the music back on because
Haunted mansion.
then this thing turned out. That's alright. But I gotta be careful. Gotta watch what I say.
Can't forget though you're bad, yeah. Naturally, mad. So we think naturally, actually. No stop say all the art is nice. Can you please break from my
Wow, you did. Yeah, I'm gonna go shopping a little bit. I just want to buy margarita, like stuff for margarita pizza, because I'm trying to save money. I'm done shopping for my 4 items. Hello? Can you go? What are you waiting on? Like, what? Why is your fucking blinker on if you're gonna go straight? No, I don't want to have high blood pressure. Let me calm down. This guy blinker is on and like fucking turn. My damn doesn't fucking turn. Oh. It won't be mine. This kind of heartbreak will never end. Baby, you ruined me. Hey guys, and welcome to the kitchen. So first, when you start in the kitchen, you always want to wash your hands because here it is. So I bought this. I'm only gonna try one. So it says that you need, for all of it, is half a cup of warm water. Okay, I have to go pee. Alright, now that my nephrons have done their work in my kidney and then my piss is released, let's get back to cooking. It's the dirtiest thing that I've ever done. I hope to die. It's the dirtiest thing that I've ever done. Falling to sleep with you. Love the lie. It's the dirtiest thing. The dirtiest thing. Why is it so sticky? Like, I feel like a... Okay. Anyway, that has to go in the fridge for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna do the cheese while it's in the fridge, you know? That's who I am. I'm gonna make it right. That is the way. I'm good at all to see yourself and not recognize your face. Anyway, I have to put the 15 minutes timer. guys are new here, my favorite artist is The Weeknd.
Better than it telling me the check's no good. They don't have a story these days, they'll make one. Keeping people fed is my only. Chain go jang a line. 6 upside down, it's a 9 now.
Fine. But yeah, like there's nothing else really so far. So I'm gonna show you my pizza and everything, so I'm not gonna say it's the end of the vlog.